Hey everyone, it's Jen. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today I have a few project shares. I wanted to share most of these in my Friday haul this week, but that video was getting very long, so I thought I would come on in a separate video and just show you a few of the things that I've been up to. Some of them are projects that you've seen before, but I've made some more, made some updates. One of them is new. So yeah, let's get started and I'll show you the different projects that I have. So this one I had shown before. This is a Easter bunny cookie that I had made out of a Dollar Tree wood shape. And I made a couple more because I showed that I had hauled a few more of the bunny shapes. So I made this one and I made this one. Now I made one that looked kind of like this before, but I had sent that in my prize package to my winner. So I wanted to make another one that was like a full white icing kind of pattern. And then I used different puffy paints for all of the different colors and then sprinkled the whole thing with glitter before it dried. So some of the puffy paints that I use, these are 3 different brands. This is Michael's, this is Tulip Puff Paint, and then this is Puffy 3D Paints. This is by just Puffy, I guess. So they come in all sorts of colors. This came in a pack with different colors. This came in a big pack that I got at Walmart, and these you can buy individually. So, and I also have a big one of this as well because I use white the most. But you know, they take a while to dry, especially if you make them really thick, like this ear part is very thick. So it takes like 2 days to dry thoroughly, but that gives you time to add the glitter and, you know, just set it aside once you're, once you're done with it and it'll dry. So this will be really nice for display in my tier trays or for gifts. I will link below the video where I made some like Christmas ornaments with the different shapes, but same kind of technique if you want to see how I made them. But the colors I used to make these cookies, I used this color from Target. It's called Gooey Marshmallow. It's an acrylic paint in their craft section. That's the color of the main cookie color. And then I used this for the highlights and also for the bottom color to make it look like it's a little bit darker. And this is Apple Barrel Light Mocha, and you can find this at Walmart. So those are the first projects I wanted to share with you. Just a couple of updates of my cookies. They're so fun to make. I know that Dollar Tree sells egg-shaped ones as well, so I might get a couple of those if I can find them again. Okay, the next project, you saw me make some of these little pies, and I do have a tutorial on my channel for how to put these together. I will link that down below. This is one that I showed you in a previous video. But I made several more, so I wanted to show you what I made. And the ones that I made this time, I used the cabochons that I had shared in my Friday haul this week. And the cabochons are from this shop, Velvet Kumo, on Etsy. So let me share the first one. So this one I made a little bit different, and this one is peach, as you can see. I added some strips of like a lattice pastry crust. So I just used the same fabric that I use for the crust, and I just used my pinking shears and cut thin strips and then just kind of weaved them on top and glued them. And then when that was dry, I added a few dots of regular white glue and then sprinkled my glitter over it so it would look like a sugar on top of the crust. So this is one of those Velvet Kumo cabochons. And then I made my own little tag to say peach, and I used alpha stamps that I had gotten from Michael's a long time ago to spell that out. And then I made this little pin to go with it, just with like a peachy pink color bead and then some other, well, actually just one other bead, just a little seed bead to hold it in place there. So that's my first one. I thought that came out really cute. Love making these. The next one I made like a little carrot pie. I thought this would be good for spring or for Easter time. And a carrot pie, I don't know if there's such a thing as a carrot pie, but there is in my world here. And so I used a couple of these cute little carrot cabochons. They're small, so I used 2 of them. Again, I just added some glue dots all around and then sprinkled them with glitter, and it dried clear, so it just looks like some sugar sprinkled on top. This is a tag that I printed out from a digital file from the LOTV Digi Shop on Etsy. I will link that down below as well in case you're interested. And this pin I made, it came with the little bird on top, but I added a seed bead and then another clear bead to hold it together. I just thought it went nicely with the orange theme for this one. So that's a little carrot pie. Of course I made a strawberry one, had to make strawberry. So I used this cute fabric that I have. If you have any questions about the fabric, let me know, but they've all been in my stash for a while, so I'll have to look up the individual one if you're interested. But so I added one of those new strawberry cabochons I got, and I cut out some leaves out of that same crust fabric. Again, I added glue and some sugar to make it look like a sugared crust. I made a little strawberry looking pin, and then for the tag I used a blank LOTV DigiShop tag. This was from, I think it was from a Christmas tag set, and there are a few blank ones that are included. I'll link that as well. But where it says "You're Very Sweet," I stamped that on myself, and that was from a Lawn Fawn set, I believe. Yes. From this stamp set. This came out last year, I believe. It's called Berry Special, in case you're interested. And so I used that one, "You're Very Sweet," and that's made for, I believe, this little sign here, but it fit perfectly on that little tag, and I wanted something berry themed for the strawberry pie. So that's my little strawberry pie. I thought this would be good for patriotic holiday displays. And then the last one I made, latest one, is a little apple pie. So I used an apple cabochon, and it was very matte, so I wanted it to sparkle a little bit. I just put some white glue on it and then sprinkled my glitter on there, and it dried so it looked like a piece of sugared fruit. And I did add some glitter to the top of the pie as well. I added a little LOTV DigiShop tag, and this was from one of their fall tag sets. I will link that down below as well. And I did make a coordinating pin to go on top of that. So that's my little apple pie. So it was so much fun to make these, you guys. Again, I will link my tutorial down below in case you are interested in learning how to make these. But really fun gifts and display, and actually they're useful because you can use them as pin cushions as well. Okay, the last project I wanted to share with you today is a card that I made. And like I mentioned in my last video, I've been trying to get more into watercoloring again, just because I do like it, but you do need to practice it I think, to make it look pretty decent. So I've been trying to practice. And anyway, I broke out this palette that I had picked up a while ago, and this is from King Art. It doesn't give you any information on the palette itself. I should have saved the box, but it's a metallic palette. As you can see, the colors are really nice and sparkly. So I decided to use that in this card that I made. I also used a die set that I picked up recently from Surprise Creation, and this is the oval, I forget what it's called, like double stitch lines or something, sewing lines. So it's like kind of stitch lines that go around itself. So I used one of those, and I used one from the rectangular set that coordinates with this as well. And let's see, I used this stamp set that just came out this year. This is Echo Park. It's Easter time. I used this bunny and these flowers. As you can see, they're kind of stained now, the stamps, because I used some watercolor proof ink. And I used the Happy Easter one, and on the inside of the card I used bunny kisses and Easter wishes, so I'll show you that. Then I think that's all I wanted to show you, the things I used. So let me show you the card. So this is how it came out. I think it's really cute. I showed it on Instagram in case it looks familiar. But so I used a watercolor paper that I gotten from Walmart recently, and I stamped these two images onto it, and I watercolored it with that King Art Pearl watercolor, and I used that for all the different colors here. So it has a really pretty sheen to it. And it was really fun to do. Once that all dried, then I die cut it with that die from Surprise Creations. And I die cut this plaid piece of paper too. This is from This is from, let's see, Creative Expressions, I think, this like gingham Christmas paper pad. And then these little hearts I cut out from a Surprise Creation button die set. And then I tied some like sparkly thread from Hobby Lobby through each of the different hearts. And I did use that watercolor paper for that as well. And then for the background, I just used some kind of like aqua paper for a card base. And I used a watercolor paper again and stamped Happy Easter from that stamp set and heat embossed it with some distress glaze from Ranger. I just like how it kind of leaves like a translucent finish to it. And I thought that went nicely with the metallic finish of the watercoloring. And I did add some Nuvo drops on the little banner that I made, and also on the bunny tail, and on this flower circle, and on the ear of the bunny as well, the flower center I meant. And then on the inside is where I added the bunny kisses and Easter wishes. I did that same heat embossing there and cut out one of those rectangles with that stitching die. And I did add some, I think it was, well, it's one of the Distress Oxides. What's it called? Not Robin's Egg. I forget, but Distress Oxide, like bluish color for the inking around the edge of that one. And I used a pink paper for the inside of the card. So this is a A2 size card. It's relatively flat, so it'll be easy to mail, and I think it came out super cute. So those are the 3 projects I wanted to share with you today. I hope you like them. I will link the products that I can down below. If you have any questions, let me know, and I will try to help and get back to you. All right, so thanks so much for watching. Please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed, and I would love it if you'd subscribe if you're not a subscriber already. And thanks to all of my returning viewers. I appreciate everybody so, so much. I'll be back soon. Take care, everyone. Bye.